guys, Joe here from XFoxGames, and check this out, another just super long blaster here, of course, by Adventure Force. Now, this is called the Frantic Fury, and if you're like me, you probably have seen this at your local Walmart store, at least at one of your stores, and I've always kind of passed it by, but I do want to get some of these kind of off-brand, non-Nerf rival blasters, because some of them I see and I'm like, man, that looks pretty sweet. I got to pick one of those things up. So before we start, guys, you already know it. Come on, definitely subscribe. Go and click that little button. Get in on the giveaways that we're doing. I would love to give some of this bigger stuff away, but we need a lot more subscribers to get to this big stuff like this. Okay, with that said, let's hop right into this thing because this thing is a bad mamma jamma, I got to say that. So if we take a look at the actual front of the box here, you could see when I saw this in the store, I was thinking, okay, what is that big barrel? Is that like a sniper rifle? Like, what the heck is that all about? Then I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is like 3 feet plus in length. I was like, man, this thing is no joke. And it does come, of course, with 30 rounds. If we do take a look at the back of the box here, you can see it just kind of goes over. It says, look, here's the blaster. We got this cool kind of illuminating scope. This is how you shoot it. Very similar to the Springer type blasters that Nerf has. And yeah, it got that kind of dual flip-flopping clip, which I think is kind of cool. But overall, no spoilers on the box. I do like some of the Nerf stuff and some of the off-brand kind of blasters that, you know, kind of have the spoilers on the back where you're like, ooh, look at that, that's coming out, or hey, I haven't heard about that yet. But let's jump right in on this beast. I'm going to pull it up here, guys. You can see, I mean, it looks sweet right out of the gate. I mean, it has a lot of, like, little kind of gears and notches and little things all over this blaster. A lot of detail on it. None of it's painted, like none of the stuff that's molded in there, but it looks really cool. Just a lot of little like fins and shark things and stuff like that. I was like, man, that's actually kind of neat. Has that huge old long barrel, which I think is awesome. And then a couple of the other accessories on the back. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice on this thing is that huge old barrel. I mean, this thing is probably 14 inches. 13 inches long. Now, it is removable, which is awesome. So you can kind of pick and choose if you want to have more of like a shotgun type, which I think is kind of cool. Or, yeah, just twist this on. And I think it looks, I don't know, I think it looks kind of ridiculous with this huge old barrel. Because, I mean, it sticks out another, again, like 14 inches from stock. And it's like way out there. It doesn't help at all when it comes to accuracy and or like functionality, but it looks cool, right? As long as your blaster looks cool, that's all that kind of matters. So that is awesome. The clips itself. So one of the things about the clips is it has that dual functionality. So you can take the clips themselves and you can kind of ping them together or kind of grip them together. So that way, if you run out of, if you run out of, ammo on the first one and you don't have anywhere to hold your clip, when they're clipped together kind of up and down, you can flip it, throw in the clip, and go. So it's kind of like 2 clips in one. Very similar. I've seen a lot of people do this with normal Nerf mags. Sometimes they will duct tape them together is what I see. But I don't mind. I don't mind having 2 different clips and keeping one inside a pouch. Now, you can use, yes, the bigger Nerf-style clips inside this. I would have been super frustrated if they didn't allow for bigger style, clips to be put in there. So yeah, you can run the classic, just the 4 ones, the 18 mag ones, really up to you. The 12 mag ones, I got a couple, descriptions you guys could see right there of them. Really up to you on what you want to use when it comes to your clip size on this. So I think that's kind of awesome. So if we look on top of this blaster, yeah, you got that it's kind of this illuminated little kind of LCD type sight. It's really not an LCD, it's a little piece of plastic, but you can put batteries in this on the bottom. You do have that on-off on the back there, and it, kind of lights up, which I think is kind of cool. It gives a little more flair. I was hoping that maybe they would have put a bigger scope on this thing, but I guess it is trying to look a little more kind of like futuristic, right? In a sense, I guess. I don't know. I still think it's cool. Now, one of the things to note about that top rail, guys, is it is a normal sized rail. It's not a Nerf or a Nerf rival size. So you're not going to be able to fit on things like this, like the Nerf rival scope. You're not going to be able to fit on the Nerf rival red dot scope, but you can fit on kind of smaller scopes. And I'll pull it up here. you can fit these on that fit normal sized rails, which I think is cool. You know, it gives you, again, just that little bit of an edge to kind of look really cool, you know, on this blaster if you don't want to use the illuminated red dot sight. Completely up to you. I personally like it because I think it actually looks cool. Now, one of the things that's kind of weird on this is that hand grip. The hand grip for me is super tiny. The finger right here for the actual trigger itself, it's like my finger fits in there, but not very well. So you could see, I mean, my whole hand here just engulfs this this hand blaster. So I don't know. The grip itself, it's probably going to work better for smaller hands, but for my larger hands, it just is super, super tiny. It does have on the back here kind of a dual telescoping scope, which I think is cool. So you push that button on the side, you can have it slide out to its first position, up to you, or you push it again, and it extends about another 3.5 inches to kind of go a little bit farther, so you can really get that extension on there to kind of get it to where you guys want to go. Now, one of the things that's kind of cool about this, again, is that pump action. The pump action itself is very similar to a lot of these blasters, but I really love that vertical pump, right, when you're actually trying to shoot. Now, some of you guys are asking, okay, what does this thing shoot? And you guys can check it out right there. It shot around 80 to the low 80 FPS all day long. And, you know, for the most part, it was fairly accurate. I mean, just like with any other Nerf blaster, it was in the general range. It does come, yes, with, you can see right there, boom, 30 of these darts, very similar to AccuStrike's. They shoot just the same. I tried AccuStrike's. I tried the flathead darts on here, and they were all very similar. They all shot about the same. I didn't see a huge increase in FPS. It was all around the 80 FPS range. So overall, guys, I think this blaster is super cool. I mean, for how cheap it was, I think it was like $17. I would say pick one of these things up. A lot of cool little accessories on it, some cool functionality. It definitely changes your you know, your Nerf arsenal, or your foam dart blaster arsenal up a little bit. You know, from getting a smaller blaster to a huge, 3 feet plus blaster, I think is super awesome. So again, guys, just let me know what you guys think of this thing. Again, I wanted to get this just to try something a little bit different. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe. Come on, get it on those giveaways if you guys haven't already. Thanks again, Fox fans.